know, the fan favorites might be Aether Explicit here, since they are a more known team. They do have Riles on their team. The draft for me really went to Lethal. What do you think, Pika? Who do you think won the draft on this one?
I might have to go with AE on this one and see them play. They need to play aggressive, and that's what I hope to see from them. Because if they play aggressive and they put pressure on Claude, then I think they could take the win on this game.
I see, but here we go.
Hold on.
Okay. Oh, there's a there's a. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're back at it.
My apologies.
Again. No, all good. All good. We're in game number 1. This is the best out of 1, and the first game of the day will be Aether Explicit versus Lethal Esports. So far, Lethal Esports, they're actually helping this Claude farm freely right here. So this is actually really good, but Rafaela is looking to distract this Claude. But I don't think Rafaela is going to do anything here, especially with the Hylos, protecting Claude's farm here. So this is really good for Lethal Esports so far. And I'm surprised right now nobody's really taking Litho until now. And it looks like the Hylos and the Claude doing the the double jungling farming strategy right there on the red buff. And let's see, nothing much happening here. So far, Uranus is, I don't know what he's doing. He's going to the Litho side and going at mid lane to kind of just give vision, I guess. But Lapu is freely farming at the top side of the map, and he's going to clear a lot faster. And Esmeralda, for some reason, he's here at mid lane trying to help right away. Nobody took the Litho still, by the way, and Kagura gets stuck in the turtle spawn, and she dies right away. So that is not a good start for Lethal Esports. So the first blood going into Aether Explicit, and here we go. Claude is farming comfortably right now, no problems at all. And I expect this lane for Uranus and Lapu Lapu. This is gonna be a stalemate. There's no way for Lapu Lapu to kill the Uranus unless Uranus is just super greedy. All right, if you play Uranus correctly, this should be really easy. But so far, Lethal Esports really trying to funnel everything, all the resources into this Claude. All right, they're throwing everything into this Claude, but they gotta remember they also have an Alice on the on the gold lane, so that's also a late game hero that they could they could expect to carry in the later stages of the game. But right away, as soon as the turtle spawn, Aether, they're ready for it. So let's see what Lethal Esports will do here. Will they contest this turtle? And nice zone from Farsa, but I don't think it's enough. The turtle's super low. Who's gonna retribution the turtle? The turtle's gonna go to Aether Explicit right here, and Lapu Lapu does very good in zoning. Rafaela gets that kill on Kagura, and look at this Lapu Lapu team fight. Potential right there. Yusichin also gets a kill right there. So Aether really showing their aggressiveness in the early stages of the game. They do have the early game draft. I mean, their early game is better than Lethal Esports, so it's reasonable that the Lethal Esports is actually losing in terms of objectives right now. I think the win condition here for Lethal Esports is to get this Claude farmed up and get some items. Same with the Alice. Get those heroes some items before you go into team fights, because if you go into team fights right now with with the current draft that you have, it's not gonna be a good it's not gonna be a good day for you. So far, Aether Explicit, both teams, their blue buffs are up and the red buffs are up. So Claude already got the blue buff, so he's jungling a lot more efficiently since he does have an escort on his side. He always has the Kagura and the Hylos on his side. So if I'm the Claude right now, I'm getting babysitted. So there should be no excuses for this Claude not to do well. And right there, Lapu Lapu actually got a kill on the top side of the map. But then again, it was a 1v3 because Farsa and Rafaela were there as well. So this is gonna be Golden Shield being taken down by Aether Explicit right here, and getting a lot of gold for three of the members of Aether Explicit. But right here though, Lethal Esports, they want some form of trade, even though it's something little. It's a red buff for a tower, which is obviously not worth it, but they need anything that they could get right now. So I'm taking the red buff and getting taking what they can. But Aether Explicit right now really working as more of a team than Lethal Esports. From what I'm noticing, Lethal Esports, they're more of like protect the core strategy. They're just sticking next to the Claude, but there's not really any objective going on with Lethal Esports. They're just trying to get this Claude farmed up. But for Aether Explicit, they're moving as a team to get these objectives one by one, which is something that you want to see, in professional play. The turtle's gonna be up. But I think Aether Explicit, they want to prioritize the towers over the turtle. So this might go to Lethal Esports. Actually, nice ulti from Hylos to try and zone out the Rafaela. Rafaela will have to flicker away. You know, Lethal Esports, they did get the turtle for a tower trade. I still think the tower will be, you know, will be better than a turtle. It gives more gold globally, and it gives you more map pressure. Yi Sun-shin uses his, you know, his ulti right there for some vision. Uranus is still freely farming at top lane against Lapu-Lapu, so nothing special going on right now. Hylos doing his best to defend this mid lane to clear the wave, and he did manage to clear the wave. Esmeralda's actually giving some vision here on the bottom right side of the map for you know, to just distract Claude, to know where Claude is, because once they see one member of the three people at mid, like for example Kagura, Hylos, or Claude, they know where those three people are at right away, you know, because those three are sticking together. So it should be common sense for Aether right now that wherever those three are, or if they see one member out of those three in the minimap, that's where Lethal Esports will be. All right. So here we go. Claude going in with the Blazing Duet right away. I'm not sure if he even had stacks on his Blazing Duet when he ulted in, but all right. He did manage to make Lapu-Lapu recall, so that's all right, I guess. But no objective still from Lethal Esports, and actually Aether Explicit denying this blue buff from Claude. It is very important for Claude to get a blue buff, by the way. Because if you don't have the blue buff, you're going to be spamming your first kill, and you're not going to be able to stack, because you're going to be running out of mana unless you clear out these jungle minions and you get some sustain from that. Alright, here goes the Farsa ulti. Hylos was forced to ulti out and survive. Esmeralda also falling Star Moon right there, but they were not able to secure any kills there for Aether Explicit. And right, again, like I said, Aether Explicit moving more of a team and more focused on objectives, really. Man, if I'm Lethal Esports right now, I would be worried right now. This is not looking good. All the objectives, you know, they've been trading all the objectives cleanly right here for Aether Explicit. And another turtle coming in for the Yi Sun-shin. And again, right away, they're already moving towards the bot side of the map to bully this Alice. This Alice still doesn't have much items. Item check right there. We do have the Alice. Oh, I didn't really see that. It was way too fast, but all right. There you go. We do have the Alice with a Clock of Destiny right away. So she doesn't have Lightning Truncheon yet, but she's gonna go for an Enchanted Talisman soon, so she doesn't run out of mana. But when you go for Enchanted Talisman after Clock of Destiny, you're not gonna get a lot of damage. You're gonna get a lot of sustain on your mana, but you're not gonna get a lot of damage output from Alice. Alright, so we're good with the item check, and they get another pickup on the top lane. Uranus actually gets bursted by Farsa right there. And again, they're just taking towers one by one as a team for Aether Explicit. Another blue buff denied from Claude, and this Hylos is very squishy for a sustain hero. Jeez. Aether Explicit really showing superiority here in this game number 1, and another kill from Farsa. The burst, they're just snowballing all the way through. Kagura cannot do anything. The best thing that Lethal Esports could do here is play safe and clear the minion waves and try to get to late game, because right now all the objectives are being taken away. It's only what is that? Can't really see. Is it 6 minutes into the game or 7 minutes into the game? But yeah, all these second tier towers are already down. This game is going really fast, but I did kind of expect that, because, well, Lethal Esports, their draft is based off late game, but they didn't get their win condition, and Aether Explicit took advantage of that. Right, really took advantage of that with the teamwork that they had. They just took the objectives one by one, and even though Claude was freely farming, the objectives really mattered. All right, if you're a team that don't do objectives, you're just bound to lose in the long run. All right, the only way Lethal Esports that I could see coming back from this is if Claude gets farmed up even more, if Aether Explicit somehow loses the Lord on this one. But it's going to be very slim, but there's still a slim chance right here. Let's see if they could pull it off. If I'm Lethal Esports, I would give this Lord, alright? It's a level 1 Lord, so it's okay to give it to Aether Explicit. They should be able to clear this level 1 Lord. It shouldn't hit the tower if Hylos tanks it. But look at Lethal Esports. They're really trying to group up to secure this blue buff. And Claude did secure the blue buff here. So that's going to be a little help right there. But they have Lapu-Lapu ulting out. Okay, they want to play it patiently here for Aether Explicit. They want to wait for the Lord and make sure to freeze the lane so that the Lord and the minion wave goes in all at the same time. So it's going to be harder for Lethal Esports to actually push in. There you go. It's a lot clearer for me now. It was really blurry earlier, but for some reason it just went really clear. All right, 7-0 is the score line, and Lethal Esports still don't have a kill, and all the objectives. Look at Aether Explicit's tower. They have not been touched at all this game. Jeez. They really want a love set here. They don't want to give any kills at all. And the tower is being taken down. Nice zoning ulti from Farsa. Hylos tried to ulti in to sustain that damage, but it is just not enough. It's just way too hard for Lethal Esports to do anything here. And Aether Explicit, they want to finish this game as fast as possible, because if they get to late game, they might be giving a chance to Lethal Esports to come back from this. There you go. Finally, Claude going in with the Blazing Duet. Does he have enough damage? And there we go. They're actually doing a lot better now. But Alice gets bursted by Farsa again. Farsa is 1 HP. Oh, actually, Rafaela is 1 HP. It was actually Alice that was 1 HP. But Winter Truncheon is going to be wasted there, and he's still going to die. It's a 3-for-3 trade, but all the inhibitor towers are going to be going down, and the Nexus still lives for Lethal Esports. Actually, one inhibitor tower is still alive. But look at the Farsa damage and the Esmeralda damage is just way too much. They need they need a necklace of Durans to counter the Esme. They need so much items to win this game, man. Lethal Aether Explicit, they want to push this bot lane tower. Are they gonna get it? It's too tanky, and Esmeralda gets killed by the tower. A little bit too greedy there, but Claude dies anyways, and I think Uranus wants this kill on the Farsa, and he might be able to get it. But Farsa, though, we gotta remember, Farsa's really fed. Uranus might be a little too greedy here. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this, but he ends up getting the kill, and he is gonna live. Ethan Shin is not gonna get there on time with the Rafaela. So again, now Lethal Esports, they're gonna get some breathing room. The Farsa is dead, and also the Esmeralda is dead still, so they're gonna get some breathing room to open up the map. But then again, they only have one tower left, so if they get caught out like too overextended, they have nowhere to run except to the Nexus. There's no towers that's gonna be defending them, so this is gonna be really hard for Lethal Esports to come back. But hopefully we see a really good Blazing Duet from Claude and a really good, game-changing stun from Alice. Some sort of like miracle play. They really need something right now. I thought it was gonna be a love set, but Lethal Esports managed to get a couple kills here at least. So that's pretty good. The Lord will spawn soon. Yisun Shin getting some vision with his ulti right there. And Aether Explicit, they're really showing discipline right now. Even though they're so ahead, they're still playing it safe. They're still playing super safe for a team that snowballed the whole game. All right, their towers are not even touched at all. So Farsa's gonna poke a little bit right there. I haven't seen Farsa a lot this time because Eve has gone out. I'm surprised nobody picked Eve, but we see Farsa is still definitely a viable pick, and it's still her ulti definitely still hurts. Look at the scoreline of Farsa. Is that 6-1 and something? I can't really see the last number. But right here, Aether Explicit, they're just waiting for the next Lord so that they can finish the game. And I think Lethal Esports, they need to make something happen right now, because if they just wait, the map pressure is always going to go to Aether Explicit, and they're never going to come back. I think they need to make something happen and get a pick off. Lapu Lapu who's going to ulti right there, so they just need to keep track of cooldowns and make a move. The Lord has spawned, so I think it's going to be, I think Lethal Esports really need to contest this if they want to win, because if they give this, most likely Aether Explicit will just end the game and hit the Nexus. But right away, Lord has been slain by Aether Explicit without any problems at all. The blue buff will get taken by the Claude, and he's doing a lot of damage right there on Claude. Hylos will ulti, but it's a little bit delayed right there. And Hylos actually gets a kill on Lapu. That might not be good for Aether Explicit. So it's going to be 4 people right here pushing in with the Lord. It is a 14-second death timer for Lapu Lapu here. We see Claude's damage increasing here and there, because it is getting to late game. It's 14 minutes into the game. Item check right there, and Claude is almost full build. He has Demon Hunter Sword, he has Golden Staff, and of course his jungle item Raptor Machete. And I think he might be building either Athena's or maybe Immortality here. It's most likely Immortality, because it does have armor. But the Lord is going to be pushing in here. It is a level 2 Lord, so it's going to be a little bit tankier. It is not going to rush in and charge because there's no more inhibitor towers. But let's see how Aether Explicit will take advantage of this Lord. Again, there's only 4 members because Lapu Lapu is going to be late. And look at that damage. Oh my god, Alice almost got bursted, but he lives another day. He flickers out, and this Lord is actually going to get cleared. And Lethal Esports might live here if they manage to clear this minion wave. They have a lot of wave clear because of this Alice, who used Winter Truncheon in the middle of the Lord, and they live another day. This might not be good for Aether Explicit, because it's going to be a long time till the next Lord spawns. Oh man, this might not be good for Aether Explicit. Let me tell you now. All right. Oh, he actually built Brute Force breastplate for Claude. All right. I thought it was gonna be Immortality, but I guess Brute Force breastplates could also work. I'm surprised that Claude is not building Athena's, because the one that really hurts is Farsa. It's not even Lapu Lapu. Lapu Lapu, I don't even see Lapu Lapu really focusing the Claude too much. It's mostly Farsa doing all the damage. So I think it would have been better for Claude to really build Athena's instead of Brute Force. But hopefully he gets to the Athena shield before the next Lord spawns. So here we go again. We see Aether Explicit playing super safe, even though the gold lead, look at the gold lead, it's not even close. All right, that just shows you the discipline of this team. They don't want to throw. All right, so they're playing it super safe and disciplined and patient, and they're freezing the lanes. All right, so this is one thing that a lot of amateur teams don't really know what to do. When the Lord is not spawned yet, it's better to freeze the lane so that it actually delays the losing side into getting more farm and getting into the later stages of the game. So, but at the same time, Aether Explicit is still maintaining the vision around the map, so that you know, Lethal Esports, they don't get any breathing room at all. Uranus did not even like split push or anything here because all the towers are still up. There was no way for him to push because they were just so fed. Aether Explicit was just so fed early game to mid game. The red buff is being taken by Claude, but I think this should be an easy retribution for the Claude right there. The blue buff should be up soon as well. And here we go. Uranus is actually chasing the Yeast and Shin, and a lot of damage right there from Uranus. But he might be overextended here, and he's being sandwiched here right now. I don't know if he's gonna live. This might not be good for Uranus. That might be a wrong decision, bro. Yeah, definitely the wrong decision to overextend. That is way too overextended right there. All right, so we're back at it again. It is a 4v5 now in favor of Aether Explicit still. Esmeralda is super tanky, but hopefully Lethal Esports, they have Necklace of Durance to counter the SMF. Finally, Alice is definitely into the later stages of the game now, so she's gonna hurt as well. But the Lord will be up in 38 seconds, and I think Uranus will be back by then. And Lapu Lapu almost dying again, but Farsa does so much damage from the Alice, and this is the Alice, you know, stun that I was talking about. But still, Farsa actually lived with 1 HP. Super unlucky. Hylos dies as well, and this is it. This is gonna be the game-changing play if Claude really needs to clutch right now if they want to win. The BMI was not too far out, but the Farsa ulti is gonna really hurt, and Claude really needs to run away if they want to live this, because he's the only, you know, he's the only one that could wave clear this if they wanna live another wave. So Kagura here though does have the burst now in the later stages of the game as well. So actually Kagura is supposed to be a good pick against Farsa, because whenever Farsa ultis, she's stationary and Kagura could simply ulti and stun her or you know knock her back. But here we see Esmeralda almost getting bursted right here by the Claude, and again, Uranus might be a little too greedy again, but he is gonna get away this time around. The Lord is up, and it is actually at 4v4 right now. Riles is still dead, so the jungler for I mean, he's up now, so I think he should get there in time. Esmeralda already started the Lord in advance. They know that they have the team fight going. The Farsa already ulted. Lethal Esports, they really need to go in. I'm not really sure why they didn't contest at all, because they really needed that Lord to turn around the game. But just giving it away for free just like that is not a good look right there for Lethal Esports. So now they really need to depend on the Claude Blazing Duet and the Alice ulti again to wave clear. All right, if I'm Uranus right now, I would be clearing the wave right away somewhere and just let them chase you and buy time. You know, that's the best thing Uranus could do here, because Uranus right now on team fights will not do much. He just gets bursted. The shield gets eaten by Esmeralda. and all that stuff. So I think it's really it's a lot better if Uranus actually split push. Well, it's too late now, obviously, because the minions are pushing in. So can Lethal Esports survive on this last on this third Lord? Hylo's already ulting in, and Alice already almost dying there. Alice does have Guardian's Angel, Immortality. Sorry, why did I say Guardian's Angel? But here we go, and I think that might be GG. Well played. Aether Explicit will take that first series. Congratulations.